to Vandy behind me, I think. So P2 was as good as it was going to get. Was as good as it was going to get for me last night, and I am more than chuffed with a P2 after the results I've had lately.
Yeah, that's right. You've set yourself up for a good start to the second half of Season 2 here in OSRL. And we have got a couple cars out on the circuit early. It is Flourish Expire and Dan the Race. I think a Mercedes has just joined them, being Crazy Kiwi.
My Tier 3 comrade, if you will, in Dan the Racer. Didn't have it all his own way last night. He it looked like he might have struggled a little bit around the Zandvoort circuit. But he'll be definitely trying to make up for that tonight and have a very nice showing here for what I'm almost going to say is his Tier 2 debut. I can't remember him reserving.
I think he might have had one appearance, but nonetheless, he is our Tier 3 championship leader.
He will break into turn 1. Sorry to cut you off there, mate.
No, you're right, mate.
Takes a very tight line through there, into 2 and now into 3. Couple of different lines you can take here through 4. He ups for that wide line, giving him a nice launch off that corner. Turn 5 here, easily flat out through 6, 7 and 8, which are these corners right here. Come over the hill. You want to lift off and brake a little bit through this corner because it will very, very much unsettle the rear of the car if you get it wrong, and it will throw you in the wall, as we saw a few times last night with the drivers. He runs a little wide there through, 11... and now into 12, so not the cleanest lap, but it will be thereabouts, I'm pretty sure, as he's only looked to have had the one mistake so far on this lap. Throws it into this nice little hairpin, very technical part of the track. If you don't get it right, you can just go hopping over those curbs. Takes a nice and steady line through there. If you get too wide on that exit, you will invalidate your lap coming into the final corner. And opens the car wide and opens that rear wing wide open for a 112.7. Instantly beaten by Flourish Expire with a 111.999.
Yeah, that's right, mate. So we go on board now with Crazy Kiwi and the Mercedes. He's trying to do it on the mediums here for Q1. What can he do? Is he coming through turn 14 through the banking and opens the DRS towards the line to set his first lap time of the session. And it's a 112.0 on the mediums. That's a pretty nice
fair
solid
lap
time
on the mediums.
That is a solid lap time on the mediums there.
The mediums were definitely the tyre of choice for the race. Of course, the Q2 session will be the most strategic session. And I dare say that all of these guys will try as they may to get through to Q2 or through Q2 on the medium compound tyres, because they, as we saw last night, they can go a long way into the race, and if there is a little bit of weather late in the race, it's just going to give you so many more strategic options.
Yeah, that's right, but if there's rain on the radar, or if there's an early race safety car, you could get in there and get the mediums on early. It's definitely a possibility. But that was a good
that was my strategy last night, mate.
Yes, it was, mate. And it delivered well. Crazy Kiwi's going again, purple sector 2 from the man in the Mercedes. We've had Tab go a 1:10.8 in the second Aston Martin, well up in front of the rest of the field. But here comes Kiwi through the banking once again to set the second lap time on those mediums. And he finds a 10th to go to a 1:11.9. So lap time there from Crazy Kiwi.
Yeah, worth mentioning that this Netherlands circuit, it's a very cold circuit. I noticed last night with especially engine temperatures, it was very hard to get the engine into a nice window, even while the rain was non-existent. So, could the tyre temperatures play a big part here with Crazy Kiwi improving on his second flying lap on those tyres? I'm going to assume that it will be the case.
Yeah, definitely, but. Warming up the tyres isn't exactly an issue here, Moose, just with the amount of medium and high-speed corners. Those tyres come under quite a bit of load, and that's why we have the 3 hardest compounds in the Pirelli range, mate, because they cop an absolute beating around this circuit.
I'm just trying to find someone on an actual lap, and there's not a whole lot doing at the moment.
Yeah, I think we're about to start a lap with Adam is huge, mate, the reserve. So let's go on board with the man in McLaren tonight, coming through Tarzan at turn number 1. Just tricky exit. Don't want to touch too much of that curb. We'll unsettle the rear as we come up through turn 2 now and through the highly banked turn 3 at the Hugenhock's box. And then we come out to this flat out part of the racetrack through the curbs of 4, 5 and 6 now. And then over the crest into the long right-hander at turn 7. Washing wide is Adam. Just didn't get the nose in quite as he would have wanted to. And now flicking through turn number 8. And shortly coming into the braking zone of turn number 9. And then tipping a nice tight line through there. And once again, as he comes through turn 10, where the DRS activation point is right there, he opens the letterbox in the rear wing as speed climbs to around 300 kilometers an hour into the turn 11-12 chicane. And a good exit from here is vital, and he does that quite nicely. And then moving to the left-hand side of the circuit to open up this right-hander at 13, and now flat out through the banking at 14 towards the finish line. And what lap time is he going to set here? It is going to be a 1:13.1 for Adam is huge. Meanwhile, we've had Milligane's championship leader go up into second in the Alpha Tauri, and Nick Magoo, that's a very good lap time from him at a 1:11.2.
Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. I'm on board with Dino 420 fam, who's just coming through the middle sector now.
Alright, jumping back on board with Dino in the scarlet red Ferrari. Just sliding it through turn number 10 as the Aston Martin moves out of the way. And it seems we've got yellow flags all over the circuit, mate.
It does feel that
allowing I think it's mostly cars allowing others through on hot laps. Obviously, it's quite a twisty circuit, and you've just got to look for those most appropriate points and use that track map to your advantage, as Dino has a big snap there through 13, and that's going to cost him all the way to the line. But what lap time can he set here? It is a 1:11.0, and
I'll tell you what, if that has cost him, he's able to fly tonight.
Yeah, definitely. That would have cost him a good, at least probably 2 or 3 tenths, Moosey. And Apache finds a 10th to go up into 5th, mate, in the Red Bull. Who else have we got on the circuit? I think we've got Mr. Fury Strat. No,
M Stone's coming out of the final corner now.
It is Stoney, mate, who won the charity event last week out in Australia. So he's had some great pace of recently, and goes up into second for the Williams outfit. That's a very nice little lap time there from M Stone.
Well, mate, you touched on the charity event, and thank you to everyone that donated last week. It was an absolutely amazing event for the whole night last week. Of course, we did have that charity event on last Wednesday night with you and Nick in the box. Have we got a total on how much we raised?
Oh yeah, so it was in total it was $2,100 and $21.50. So $2,150 was raised for the Everyman Foundation. So
that is an amazing
just
effort.
outstanding from everyone here at the Ultra community, and we've got Flourish in the grass right now.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was just brilliant to host that event for an important cause. So Flourish finally comes back onto the circuit, lacking the front wing, and he was only one in the outlap, mate. So he's at a moment out of 13, just trying to set up his lap time there. We'll go on board with Mr. Fury Strat here, Moosey, who's second in the championship, coming through the second sector here. And he hasn't had very good form of recently. He's had 2 challenging races before the summer break, and he'll be looking just to find some form here, a bit of consistency, get back to the podium.
Yeah, well, that's key, and especially how close it is for especially second place in this Tier 2 competition. You have to be consistently consistent. If that's even a thing. Yeah, Mr. Fury Strat will come to the line. He'll only go 6th fastest with a 1:11.1.
Absolute's crashed.
Yes, he has. Where has he crashed?
Why is this doing this to me?
He's just out of turn 1.
Out of turn 1. Yeah, out of turn 1, mate.
Oh, and Kraken got a huge snap. A massive snap of acceleration. And nearly threw it round at turn 1 himself. So,
yeah, that's not ideal. He's turned it back down, so board with teammate Nat Hammer now. But yeah, hello to everyone in the chat as well.
I'm not sure that I speak Spanish.
Yeah, I believe Spanish or maybe Portuguese, mate. But that's not a language I can read.
Well,
but hello to you, Santi.
Yeah, well, hello to you, Santi, and I don't know, me amo moose. That's as good as I get.
It's not ciao. What is it in Spanish? What is it, ciao?
Hola.
Hola.
Haha.
Hola. Hola, Santi. Hola. We try our best here. Even we're not trying to mock you. We just we're from Australia and we speak English. And that's it.
No. We speak Australian.
Australian. Oh yes. Here comes Roscoe, mate, in the Red Bull.
Yeah.
Up into ninth, just ahead of his teammate Apache Franks.
But hello to all of our viewers. As good as it gets.
We've got a few more joining us. Venti, Pains, hello everyone. And I think Santi's just been clapped by the Nightbot for one of the Nightbot's very strict. It doesn't let you get away with a lot.
Ciao is Italian. More Venti, that I actually did know that. So.
I think they say ciao in Spanish as well, but.
Holo como esta. What does that
Hola,
mean?
como está? Como está?
Oh.
I think that's hello, how are you? Hola, como está?
I've tried to say it as I've read it.
Hola, buenas. Buenas. I think that's hello, brothers? Maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Let's just stick to Australian.
Let's stick to the English. That's what we know. So we're not Bruce, we do normally talk a bit of shit, but at least we normally know what we're saying.
Yeah, that's right.
Millie Gage just letting us know it's his first race on the wheel tonight.
Straight back to Australian. So we got this bloke coming into this turn doing that, and he's about to come across the line. And he's
bloody oath, mate.
He's about to set. He's coming into the pits. Oh, Kraken. Kraken goes to the top. I'm on board with it.
That's a beautiful lap though from the Kraken. You know. We are terrible.
We are. But at least we haven't mentioned the unmentionable today. We've had the challenge laid down to us last race that we weren't allowed to mention it, so we're not going to mention it.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I have zero idea what we are talking about.
Oh, mate, I'm talking about the Colonel and the Zing.
Mate, I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't want to mention it. You brought it up and then you've broken it straight away. Naughty man.
I kind of did that on purpose. If you anyway,
I think you did, mate.
Bit of professionalism. Let's jump on board here with Brad Tay, who's just coming into the third sector now. Into turn 10, and as you said before, mate, that rear wing letterbox will open up very, very widely, and he's only got a couple of corners left to navigate before he sets his first lap time of this session. With about 4 minutes to go, your bottom five are Brad Tay, who's about to come across the line. Adam is huge. Dan the Racer, Flourish Expire, and Suicide 5. Two of those gentlemen are in the pit lane at the moment. And Brad Tay elevates himself up into 11th. So that will demote Crazy Kiwi down into the drop zone. But he would absolutely be schnitzeling in his pants as he's out of this session and can do nothing about improving his time.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunate for him. He's got a lot of pace, that man. Just unfortunately with a mistake, and another mistake on the screen for Adam is huge in the McLaren.
Ooh.
Just got a lot of that outside curve at turn 9, mate, and it spent him spearing to the right into the wall. No major damage done.
It spent him spearing, did it?
Yeah, you know what? English, we don't. No, you know.
But he does look to have the entirety of that front wing in hand. Dan the Racer coming into the pits, so he might be pushing it uphill if he doesn't get a very quick turnaround. I would suggest that by 1 minute 50 he'll have to be out on the track to get the ideal setup lap. Flourish Expire just starting a lap. Suicide 5, who's in the drop zone, is just coming through the last couple of corners now. So I'm
got tabbed out there, mate. Tabbed out there is in the middle sector, who's currently sitting second, but he's just backed out of his lap there. He made a mistake through turn 10, and Venti's asking for a Texas accent, Moose. Is it going to be you or is it going to be me?
Why not do both?
Alrighty, so we're riding on board here with Flourish Expire coming through turn 8 now. Swings it in. Lots of high speed through there. And then a bit of loosey-goosey at the rear there for the Aston Martin and drifting wide. And that's his lap time over, Moose.
Who you bobbing?
Mr. Flourish Expire.
Ah, the Flourish Expire. Dan Racer has actually got his number 20 car back out onto the circuit, and he is absolutely going to have one last go at getting himself out of this Q1 session.
Oh yeah, speaking of last goes, here comes Crazy Kiwi across the line, goes up into 11th from 16th, lifts himself out of that drop zone you were talking about there, Moosey. Nice little lap time there from the Mercedes.
That's exactly right, and I'm back on board here with Suicide 5. He's driving that number 20 car. Apologies, he's driving the number 13 car out there in the Alpine, and he's about to come around the last corner here and open up that letterbox rear wing, that mailbox that the mailman delivers to. He's going to plant that foot to the floor, and he's got himself out of this Q1 session.
Oh,
in
boogity, boogity,
P12.
boogity, Moosey! Boogity! And Suicide 5 up into the top 12 there. And who's coming around the final corner now? I think that might be Flourish Expire. No, it's not. It's his teammate, Tabbed F1. And he's invalidated his lap time, Moosey, for track limits.
Well, I tell you what, mate. Ty Star has asked for a Pommy accent, and that's exactly what we're going to give him as the Stig's coming around turn 10 now, and he's absolutely pushing on this lap.
Oh, you're right, bro. So he's coming down this straight,
coming into third sector. He's gone purple through that middle sector. He's got a couple of corners left to navigate here, and he's looking absolutely on the pace to finish this lap very, very nicely indeed. Has to stay off that curb because it will unsettle his car, but he's absolutely navigated that last bit of the track, and he's got to come across the line, improve in a big way. He goes to P10, if you do not mind.
Oh, yes, bruv. Here comes Blue Dog through the final corner now. And can he get his Ferrari up into the top 15? Can he get himself outside of Q1?
Oh.
No, he can't. It's only 16th for Blue Dog. What about Brad Tay in the Mercedes? What about Dan the Racer for the Alfa Romeo outfit? And he's coming around the final corner now. Oh, crikey, mate. And I don't think this is going to be enough, so we flick back to the Mercedes of Brad Tay, who's flying through that middle sector, Moosey.
I'm currently commentating in Italian, but I'm only doing it with my hands, so you can't see.
He's got the hand wave going. But bloody hope, mate, it's Brad Tay with a BB in his hand, coming across the line, and he goes up into 7th, mate.
Brad Tay.
For Brad Tay, wow. And that's
like,
Q1 over, Moosey.
You sound like Michael Cole at WrestleMania.
Mate, I don't know what I'm saying, mate. All I know is we're going to be losing Adam is huge, Dan the Racer, Flourish Expire, Blue Dog, and Apache Franks, bruv.
Yes, that's exactly right, but Absolute will not take part in that Q2 session either, as he has crashed out. So we'll go through to Q2 with just 14 drivers.
Oh, absolutely, bruv. It's going to be one weldy Q2 session here, and it's going to be 14 drivers, as you said, but it's going to be the Kraken who's on top in this Q1 session, bruv. And then it's Tabbed and Milligames and Sue Volts in the chart. We're doing accents here. We're doing accents here at the OSRL.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's the most politically correct thing we've done.
Oh, we're not making fun of anyone.
Right.
We're just doing accents.
Aren't we?
Oh, well, we're doing a better job than people trying to do Australian accents. I'll tell you that.
One of my grandmothers is British, and I think she would absolutely punch me in the mouth if I did that around her.
Yeah, but you've just got a punchable head move, so I'd punch you in there.
Wow.
That's because you ate the Zinger box, man. I'm just jealous.
Don't know what you're on about.
Oh no, mate.
Don't
Oh,
know
no.
what you're on about.
Hashtag Ask Easy, hashtag Ask Moose. Get him in.
Yes, get him in. We love him. We're speaking Spanish in the chat. Oh, like I actually don't understand anything that's happening in the chat right now.
Yeah, if they're having fun, if they're having some harmless fun, good on them.
Well, it is my man Urban Scyther in there, so I
Yes.
would like to think it would be above board.
Oh, well, you never know with Durban. If he's had a couple of the bolters, mate, a couple of
Ooh,
bevies,
few of the frothies,
a few frothies.
couple of pints,
He does love a bit of that bolter.
couple of pints, little bit of that moonshine,
Couple of skewies, bruv.
little bit of that moonshine.
Oh, yes. All right, we got a hashtag Ask Deezy in the chat. Thoughts of the design? Worked out the new design for next week, DZ. White, green, and red. Well, we're going to Monza, so that kind of makes sense. And it might fit in with the car. Yeah, my one complaint, it didn't really suit the Haas car, but if you can integrate that to the design, I'll be a bit chuffed, and it will be mentioned.
I have no idea what's happened in whatever language in the chat, but Urban doesn't look happy.
Yeah, not really sure, mate.
Right, well let's just stick to English in the chat and abroad. Happy to do accents, but can't speak any foreign languages. That's a lie. I can speak a foreign language. I can speak German.
Bit of German, mate.
Ja, bisschen Deutsch, yeah. Tell you what, mate. I am not liking this Red Bull livery. It was okay for one race. Get rid of it.
I agree, mate. You
can't even change between the two.
Thing. I was saying the exact same thing last night, mate. I was never a big fan of it. I thought it was a nice touch, and it was nice for 1 week. But yeah, can we just piss it off now and go back to the ordinary Red Bull, which is not ordinary. It is absolutely beautiful, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a
okay
classic.
if you wanna add the feature that you can choose the livery. But yeah, no thanks. Did you just see the Ask Deezy?
I've just seen the Suicide 5 comment, which made me laugh.
Oh.
What was my favourite Venti speed of the season? I think Venti in Bahrain, mate, when you absolutely bottled a great qualifying.
We've had a hashtag.
Moose, how do you park the bus, mate? You need to learn from Monza.
Well, let's just lend a bit of context to that. And I think Ty-Star's a little bit salty of the excellent defensive job I did last night on him. He absolutely could not get past me for the life of him, and that's what you get for trying to overtake the Moose Arch when he's in the mood. So.
Hey, that's it. I'm not
going to divulge my secrets, mate. You'll just have to try and get past me, which it's really not that hard to get past me. Let's be fair.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, mate.
Well, mate, I'm very aware that I'm one of the slower blokes on the Tier 3 grid. So, for whatever reason, I had it go all my own way last night, and I'll take that, and that'll keep me happy for a little while. But Ty-Star, I fully expect you to finish about 25 positions ahead of me next week.
We'll wait and see, mate. So, I think you might need to work on your maths, mate. This isn't F2, mate. This isn't F4. It's actually not F3, mate, where there are 30 cars on the grid. But knowing you, Moose, you might be up. You can make anything happen, mate.
That's true. As we've seen, someone's around. Tab's around. Or is he just letting cars through? He's letting cars through.
I think he's just letting cars
through. What
pass.
a gentleman.
He said it's 110.8 on a medium compound, so that's a very good lap time from him.
Yeah.
Roscoe set a representative lap soft, so 111.3, sorry. But the other 3 lap times on the board, they're just delta laps at the moment, so looking to come out on the mediums a little bit later on, mate.
Yeah, Venti Supersoft trying to be clever in the chat. And Venti Supersoft, you need to just worry about finishing a race, mate, because you haven't done it for a couple of races this season. So don't worry about hanging the shit on me. You just hang the shit on yourself until you're perfect.
Oh, I love a bit of banter, mate. I love it. Yeah, Macintosh, you can't turn it off, mate. You cannot turn this Red Bull livery off. You are stuck with it. It sticks to your shoe like a bit of gum.
I don't
You cannot
like
get
it.
it away.
I don't like
I
it.
don't like it, bruv.
Don't like
It's
it.
bloody awful, mate. What you need to do with the Red Bull, you need to stick a big flat Acura label on the rear wing, mate, for that American Honda. Oh yeah.
Yep. You realise how terrible that is, yeah?
Yeah, we're god awful.
The Acura.
The Acura.
Oh, Mr. Nat Hammer, good evening to yourself.
Yes, good evening, Nat. How are? Hope you're going well out there on the circuit, mate. Hope all is going to plan down there in the Colgate garage.
Yeah. Oh, mate, well, I feel like with 10 minutes to go here, we do have 5 drivers without a lap time, but 3 of them are out there on track at the moment. One of them has the intermediate tyres fitted, so not quite sure about that.
Yeah, maybe he's not giving anything away. Here comes Nick Magoo, mate. To begin your flying lap.
Dino 420 fan, big snap out of the final corner.
Interesting. Dino goes up into second there, mate. Back to Nick Magoo, coming through the Hugenhox box. That's my terrible Dutch pronunciation.
And he's invalidated.
And he's invalidated there on the exit curb. Just taking a little bit too much of it. So, we shall flick back to the Williams of M. Stone now, mate. Coming through that same Hugenhox box.
I am a big fan of Emma Stone, so why wouldn't I be a big fan of M Stone? Don't think M Stone's going to be as hot as Emma Stone, but we'll follow him nonetheless, as he's just making his way through the middle sector now.
AJ, hello,
AJ
my
Wood.
friend.
Hello, mate.
What a legend, the Kiwi. The man, the myth, the legend. AJ, how are you, my friend? I hope your stream was good. What were you playing? And I'm sure you'll be cheering on that one man there, Crazy Kiwi, your fellow countryman, up there in third at the moment. We're currently on board with M Stone here for the Williams team. And he is doing it for Claire and Frank as he's coming through the final corner now to set his first lap time of the session. He was competitive in Q1. Moose, will he be competitive once again here? And yes, he is. It's a 1:10.9, but you've got to remember that lap from Tab was on the mediums.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and he's in an absolute flyer of a position at the moment, as they were set on that medium compound tyre, which I did mention through Q1 will be a amazing tyre to be in the race on. AJ Ninewood, it is going absolutely amazing. We hope your game of NBA tonight was just as amazing. And thank you again for the raid.
Yes, hope you enjoyed that NBA, mate. And yes, V, this is an Australia-New Zealand league. It is limited to the Oceania region. We haven't really had anyone join from sort of Southeast Asia. There's not really anywhere else down here that you can join from, so it's the Aussies and the Kiwis on the grid at the moment as Nick Magoo, the man from Melbourne, goes up into P8 in the McLaren on that medium compound tyre.
Yeah.
So good lap time from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Kraken's trying his hand on those soft compound tyres, and he does get it all wrong coming into that last corner as he has to stamp on the brakes a little bit. Will hurt him all the way to the line, you would have thought, but on that soft tyre, he still goes up into 5th position with a 1:11.2, which is probably going to be enough to get him through. I do happen to think that the 1:11.3 will be the cutoff, which is currently VSR Roscoe.
What I'm finding interesting here is Milligan's just got another lap on those softs, mate. And, well, if he doesn't come out on another set later, he's just putting more lap time on more laps on his race tyre. So, it's an interesting decision that we're seeing from Milligan and M Stone at the moment.
Ty-Star in the chat. Yes, they did change the national anthem, and I actually don't know what the new national anthem is.
Mate,
for me, it will always be "We Are Young and Free." Oh, they changed the young and free bit to young and diverse or something bullshit like that.
Right.
So, you know,
yeah, right.
someone complained
about
something and then someone changed it.
The fact that I didn't really know about it kind of shows how little I could care.
Yeah.
We're not those American blokes that stand there at the baseball ready to finish in their pants, let's say, when they call it the land of the free, and they all get their AR-15s and do a salute, you know?
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually happen to know the second verse of the Australian National Anthem. That's how bad I'm going.
If you play it for me, I might remember a few lines out of it. Just
no.
You know, the amount of time you have to hear it in bloody school assemblies and all that sort of nonsense.
Well, yeah, a long time ago, I used to sing in a choir, and we had to sing the second verse. So, there's been about 20 years at 100 kilos since then. So,
too many zingers, mate.
Yeah, maybe.
Tystar, that's just naughty, mate. He comes 2-5. Can he put a naughty?
I don't think he's talking about those lines.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about, mate. I'm not blind.
You Tystar, you are never ever going to get choir moose. I can give you the tip. You'll the most you'll get is me being a dickhead.
Mate, we get that every week.
Yeah, well, not singing like a dickhead.
Mate, anything could happen. Maybe when you win.
Oh,
when you win next week in Monza.
Let's make that a deal. When I win a race, I'll sing a little victory song in the post race interviews for you.
I'd love to hear it.
That'll give everyone in tier 3 the incentive to let me pass.
That's it, mate. They all want to hear you sing. Oh yes, mate. Hearing you and Shaz, mate, singing in the podium. That's all I want to hear.
Oh, mate, I was in a party with Shaz last night, and he was singing all right.
Singing, was it joyful?
What? Oh,
was it full of joy or was it full of
joyful.
pain?
He got round the outside of someone, and then it all turned to shit.
Alright, here comes Suicide 5, my man in the Alpine. Currently sitting 14th without a lap time. Can he get himself up into the top 10 for Q3? And everyone running the soft tyre here moves. This is interesting. Well, apart from Tab, that is.
Yeah, but look, there's only 1 second within the whole field, and with the Delta, I'm pretty sure being about 6 or 7 tenths between the soft and the medium, everyone does need to be out there on the soft compound tyre at the moment, because if you know, even someone like Dino 420 fam, if they're not in a position where they're on the track, then they can't react to anyone that improves. With the session being so close, but I did say the cutoff was a 1:11.3, didn't I?
Just
quietly.
Yeah,
just quietly.
You're a clever man, Moose.
Oh, do you know what? I keep telling my wife that, and she laughs at me every time.
Oh, Moose. In one ear, out the other, isn't it? With
yeah, something like
that particular composition of genetics.
Sorry, mate.
That gender, mate. They have a hard time listening sometimes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, maybe. If she's watching, I've got like 4 viewers in my stream. So, honey, if you're watching, I love you. But
nothing against you, Mrs. Moose. We love you here at the OSR.
Yeah. That's it. Just seeing from Jidoku, Moose, you raced like a champ last night, mate. That could not mean any more to me. That's I'm very chuffed with the amount of feedback I've had over my performance last night. So. Thank you to everyone that's dropped me a message throughout the day. It hasn't gone unnoticed.
Cracking, big lap there. up into P1. But yeah, I just think that sort of speaks to the community here. Even if someone has a tough race, they'll send you a message saying good job. So Roscoe goes up into 8th. Who's going to get through? Who's not? Who's going to miss? Who's going to make? That is the question. We're on board with Crazy Kiwi here, and I'd love to hear a joke. Jody-kun?
How's Venti trolling the chat? All night he's been trolling the chat. Venti, bugger off if you're going to be like that.
Oh, no. No, Straight to timeout, mate. Straight to timeout.
Wow.
Crazy Kiwi doesn't make it.
That was not a joke.
That's not on, mate. We're not gonna support that, mate. Straight to timeout for 10 minutes.
That's a touchy one.
And Nick Magoo, he's not going to make it either.
Backed out as well. So we will lose the Stig, Suicide 5, Nick Magoo, and Crazy Kiwi from this session. But if I'm not mistaken, I can't see what tyre they've set their best lap on.
It is all softer compound tyres.
Ooh.
Everyone is on that soft compound tyre for the start in the top 10. So that is good for those who just missed out. So Crazy Kiwi will have that free choice of tyre for the start of this one.
Yes, he will. This didn't end so badly last time, but yeah, we'd love to hear a joke.
We'll hear the joke.
Tarstar, go with your joke. Well, come on, lad, type faster.
Twiddle those thumbs, mate. While you're doing that, mate, it is cracking from tabbed up there. It is the soft compound for him. He went out on the mediums, then the softs at the end. Millie Gaines and Nat Hammer 2-5, Dino 425, M Stone, Roscoe, Armbrante, and Mr. Fury Strat sneaks in 10th to Q3. Tarstar, mate, don't worry. I had about 6 races in the middle of the season which were absolute garbage. It happens.
No, he's talking about the whole tier.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's
salty much. Salty much.
I think he's a little bit salty that he couldn't overtake you, mate. It's just proving that once again
you
are the better driver.
Couldn't. Yeah, okay. And I've got a surfer bod.
Pulse 47, hello to you. Welcome in for Q3 here at Zandvoort. It's going to be a very quick 12 minutes here, Moose, but you could see 3 laps from the drivers.
Do you know what? I said last night in the party, for the next 7 days, I can talk a bit of shit. So you know what, Tarstar? I was the better driver. I didn't buckle and spin it under pressure. So for the next 7 days, I'll talk a bit of shit, and you can stick that up your clacker, mate. until I'm in my rightful place in the bottom 4.
Make a bit of hay while the sun shines, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. You've got to ride out the highs, mate, and you've just got to drink away the lows.
What lows? I can't remember.
You love our accent? Well, it's funny you say that because we're doing impersonations of accents before, mate. But we are from Australia, and it is currently 12 past 8 o'clock in the evening here in the Great Southern Land.
Whereabouts are you from? Is it Pujols?
I'm gonna go with Pulse 47. Yeah, I think it's Pulse. Correct us if we're wrong.
Let us know where you're from.
Pulse. I'd love to hear from you.
Tarstar's gone bang. Ouch. Very
that
ouch.
Hurts.
That
one
does
hurts,
hurt.
doesn't it, Moose?
Because that was the one that I should have had the race win. I dominated the whole race.
Speaking of hasses, mate, here we go. It's going to be Nat Hammer who is well out in front of the rest of the field, coming through the banking and starts off his lap, Moosey. And we're going to get some sort of idea where the field is going to be at. Nat Hammer was in the middle through the 2 sessions we've had previously, so he's going to lay down a good banker here for us.
Yeah, absolutely. He likes that wide line up there through, is that 3 there? He's.
Yeah, 3.
I've noticed he's taken that a few times, that wider line.
He's backed off.
And he has backed off.
He got a bit wayward on the entry. He got a little bit wayward on the entry of 3, and I thought spit him a little bit too wide. So we go back to his teammate coming through 5 and 6. And through 7 now. Got the nose in very nicely there. It's tough to get the nose in there, Moosey. Just a little bit of understeer can absolutely hit you like a train through there. Just as a few drivers were hit by trains, aka other drivers last night. Hopefully a bit cleaner here this evening. And now the Kraken coming around turn 10, opening the DRS shortly, as he's going to climb to over 300 kilometers an hour before he hits the anchors for turn 11. And then quickly turning back left towards turn 12. And now pulling his car slowly towards the left-hand side of the circuit before sweeping in to this medium-speed right-hander and then flat out foot to the floor through the banking. And he wins!
And he's
out! He's out! And he's on the racing line!
Oh, is he going to take anyone with him? He's got a big gaggling, if you don't mind, of cars coming
the whole
towards
field's
him.
coming, mate.
And,
the whole field is coming.
This could be disastrous. But Kraken, he's pulled the old Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last, and he will be.
Oh!
Wow! Oh my word! So, someone send the medical car for those two gentlemen. They're both dead. They're both dead.
Oh, I can't comprehend.
Oh my!
That's why you've got to pay attention to the yellow flags, Moose. It'd been waving for over 20 seconds.
Wow!
You know, it's like I cursed him. That's the only car I went on board with because it was the last one.
I went
on board with the Red Bull, and
I feel like
bang!
I feel like saying that's what you get for having a shit livery, but would that be too far?
Oh. So Milligains is on top through the first half of qualifying, but I think we're going to see many improvements because I think some of them might have just backed out of it through that final corner move.
Yeah.
Because it's better off backing off and then setting the lap time later in the session as opposed to being sent into the barrier or to the medical tent or the morgue.
Well, I reckon that VSR Roscoe and Kraken have gone straight from the morgue, straight to the morgue. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. As Tabbed F1's gone to provisional pole by 3/10. But that was a huge crash. And Milligains is facing the wrong way also.
Yes, he is, mate. He's going to be careful not to get disqualified here.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Milligains gets it back turned around facing the correct direction. But I think these two are pushing the Williams and the Ferrari. So we're on board with M Stone here, who is currently in 5th out of the 8 drivers we have remaining in the session after that crash for Kraken, and Roscoe unfortunately collected him, just not adhering to the yellow flag conditions, Moose.
Well, that's exactly right. And Roscoe and Kraken, if you're in the chat, please let us know you're okay. Without hearing from you, I'm going to assume you're dead. So let us know if
we'll find out on the formation lap.
Let us know if we've got to organise reserves. Don't care about your well-being. Just want a full grid.
Alright, so Milligan's coming into the pit lane, and I imagine Tabbed will be doing the same here.
Yeah.
So that's the first half of the qualifying over. Dino is just going to complete this in-lap in his Scarlet Red Ferrari. Mm-hmm. So we have 5 minutes in the session remaining, Moose. And we currently have the order of Tabbed on pole ahead of Milligains and 2-5. And it is Kraken and Roscoe who will be rounding out the top 10 on the grid after their incidents. And it was quite the spin there for Kraken through the final corner, who, what I reckon is he's on the pad, mate, and he might have just had a little bit too much of an adjustment. And you want to be very smooth through that banking, or you are going to go into the wall like the Kraken did.
Yeah. Well, he actually got away with the first part of that collision with the wall. But I'm not sure if one of these protective barriers is just hanging out a little bit. It looked like he smashed one of the
one
protective.
At the top here
Whoa!
on the left.
Wow! There's 2 tyres on the middle of the track, on the
Yes, there
racing
is,
line.
mate.
But yeah, I found the fastest way around that final corner for me last night was just to lift off a little bit, and Ty-Star, there's a little bit of an insight for you. I found it very easy to. OSRL Donny has gone bang with 25 gift subscriptions. If you do not mind.
Donny, stop it. You're making me a little bit moist. Bang! From Donny. Ridiculous. We love it.
Oh.
He told me to get ready, mate, because he got a big paycheck from work, apparently.
Oh.
So, Donny, you absolute legend.
Well, I'm just going to throw it out. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had a hype train in Tier 2. So...
Oh, stop it, you naughty man. Don't tempt them.
Oh, mate, I am tempting them because... Mate, let's do this. Let's get a hype train going. Come on, gang! We're all hyped for Tier 2. Come on! We've got to pay for the funeral of Kraken and Roscoe.
That's going towards the funeral fund of Mr. Roscoe and Mr. Kraken. Oh, those two are, well... I don't. It's definitely not going to be an open casket funeral, Moose. Those bodies are absolutely mungled. Whoa! There goes Brad Tay around. Big moment there for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Pardon me.
Excuse me, Moose. Excuse you.
Yes. Excuse me.
And Fury Strat's coming now through turn 8 on what is not a flying lap, so he's backed off of the lap he's on. So we flick back to Mr. Stone of the M23 variety. That shouldn't be funny, it really shouldn't be. Just coming out of turn 10 now.
It was just in the delivery. The delivery was gold.
It's all about the delivery. It's the same with jokes, mate. You've got to deliver them well. But hugging the apex there at turn 12, and we're on board with the Williams as he's coming through the penultimate corner now. Runs it nice up onto that curb, gets a little bit wayward, had to get off the throttle. That's going to cost him towards the line here, Moose, as he goes past that glitch tyre from, I think it is the Kraken's car, and M Stone only improves by half a tenth there to stay at 6th. So now we flick back.
If he's got the fuel, he's got enough time to. If he's got the fuel on board, he's got enough time to recharge the battery and go again. Stone.
And he does. 2-5 magenta sector in the middle sector.
Magenta.
Coming, the majestic magenta sector there from 2-5. Can he make it a couple of majestic final corners here to challenge for the front row? Maybe challenge for pole position from tabbed F1 as he absolutely smashes through that tyre and comes towards the line and goes to a 110.4 onto the front row ahead of Millie Gaines, who's now rounding the final corner. Can he snatch back the front row from the reserve driver in the Alpine here? The championship leader, he does, mate. He goes to a 110.362. Can he remain on the front row? We're going to go back to Mr. Fury Strat now, Moose, who's gone a magenta sector.
He did have a magenta sector. Just coming into sector 3 now. He's coming up on what is this last corner that a few guys have just struggled with a little bit. I nearly divulged my secret on it before. I found that the quickest way around was to actually just lift off the accelerator around that final corner. Just settles the car, and Mr. Fury Strat's gone to the second row of the grid in P4 with a 110.5. So good lap there from him.
Yeah, that is a very little nice lap time there from Mr. Fury Strat. There's a spinner out there of Nat. No, or is he just letting car past?
I think he just let a car pass.
I think it's just letting Millie Gaines past there.
Malik Gaines.
And we'll go back on board with, is 2-5 pushing here? No, so he's going to go for another lap now.
Dino has gone magenta he's gone magenta in the purple sector.
Everyone is going magenta in that purple sector, mate. They're all finding time as the track rubbers up, and with 10 seconds remaining in the session, Dino goes
he's done it again.
Wide. He keeps going wide there. I think it's a result of him just carrying a little bit too much speed through the apex of 13 and just not being able to live with it. So Dino there.
If he's got fuel, he'll be the last man on track.
Yes, he will. So we flick back to Fury once again, mate. He is not pushing, so his qualifying hopes are over. So it's tabbed F1 in the Aston Martin. Here's another Magenta Sector 2 coming around at the final bank corner now. And he's going to take a sort of middle of the road line towards the finish line. And does he improve? He goes to a 10.1 Moosey. Finds a further 10th from his best. And now we flick back to M Stone, mate. A couple of 10ths up here.
Oh, Dino's around! Dino's around and he will not improve. As he's just avoided the wall, mate.
Here comes Brad Tate up into 6th for the Mercedes. Last time I saw him in a league race here, he was on pole position. So a good effort from the man there. And here comes 2-5, mate. I think he's run out of fuel around the final corner. So he's just coming into the pit lane. Milligains is trying to challenge for the pole position here.
Oh, Nat Hammer. Nat Hammer was Nat Hammer was 3 or 4 tenths up, and he's just invalidated on the final corner. So,
yeah,
mate, that'll be qualifying done.
It will be, mate, and it's all down to that Colgate livery, man. That invalidation, mate. You just can't live with it in the final corner. But here's your man on pole position. It is tabbed F1 with a 110.180 Moosey. 2 tenths clear of Milligains in the Alpha Tauri, and then it's 2-5 on reserve, a further 10th back. They are the front three for the race, all starting on the soft compound tyre, Moosey. Yeah. And we've got 36 laps ahead of us.
Yeah, that we do, mate, and it's worth mentioning that the two Haas boys of Nat Hammer and Kraken, they're normally right up there as well. They've had a bit of a stinker by their standards, so Kraken with that mistake and ending up in the wall. Nat Hammer, I mentioned, had a big snap of oversteer. But you can even say that Dino 420 fam's a little bit out of position. So there will be some very fast starters here. And it's just going to make action into turn 1, I feel.
That's the thing with this Tier 2 competition. It's very close and one mistake can cost you dearly. But we shall be back on the formation lap, Moosey. Just rolling the intro, mate. Be back on the formation lap.
Okay.
Oh.
New.
But we go back to the formation lap here with Mr. Moose, who's going to take us through the grid.
Absolutely, I will. And I'll just bring up some tyre info because there's going to be some guys a bit further down that'll run those hards, and there is. So on pole position, we have tabbed F1. He'll be joined by Milligains in P2. P3 is 2-5. P4, Mr. Fury Strat. P5, M Stone. P6, Brad Tay. P7, Nat Hammer. P8, Dino 420 fam. P9 there for VSR Roscoe, and P10 for Kraken. The first driver with the choice of tyre has gone the medium. That is Crazy Kiwi. He's got Nick Magoo on the mediums alongside him in P12. Suicide 5 in P13. The Stig P14. Absolute and Apache Franks 15th, 16th. They have both opted for the hard compound tyre, mate. Blue Dog there in P17. Flourish Expire 18th. Dan the Racer in 19th. And Adam is huge. Will round out this grid for the Zandvoort Grand Prix.
Yes, we will. So a few on the hards, a few on the mediums, and a lot on the softs here, Moosey. And would you like the honour, or shall I take it here to kick off the second half of the season?
It's completely up to yourself, mate.
You had it out in Belgium last time, so I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to take the race start here for Zandvoort, and you can have it out next time in Monza. But
sounds good.
We're coming around the final corner here. I am Sandeezy, joined by Red Bull Moose here for round 12 of our championship on this magnificent 4.2 kilometre circuit, and we're about to get underway. We've got the final cars lining up on the grid now, and we await the red lights here in the Netherlands. And we have the green flag waving from the marshal's post. And here we go. We're about to start the process of the lights. We've got 3 lights. We've got 2 lights. Sorry, we've got 5 lights here in Zandvoort. And we're underway here in Zandvoort. A good start from the front row. From Tab, leads away from Milligan's. They're all fighting for positions. A little bit further back. Almost touching there. They're 2 abreast for the final spot of the podium there in the background. They're fighting out still the Alpine of 2.5 and Mr. Fury Strut, and we have someone out already, Moose. It is Absolute in the back and a VSC deployed already.
Yeah, absolutely. Things got very close between, I'm pretty sure, 2.5 and Mr. Fury Strat. If they didn't touch, they got very, very close. But yeah, very, very decent start from a lot of these drivers. And we did mention that there was going to be a few of these boys having a very, very fast start, and it all sort of came together at turn 2 there.
Damaged the front wing of Suicide 5, who's lost 6 places on that opening 2 or 3 corners there, mate. I don't think anyone else has damage. I'm just having a look now through the cameras. I'm not seeing anything. But a couple of winners, Blue Dogs up 3, Adam's Huge is up 4, but big loser being Absolute with the DNF and Suicide 5. But we'll go back to the front as we should be underway once again shortly.
Yeah, we did sort of see this trend a little bit last night with a couple of VSCs deployed before the safety car. So will we get the amount of safety cars we got last night? As we have gotten underway again with green flag conditions.
So we are back underway. It's still Tab from Milligan's at the front, and Nathammer in a sandwich of M Stone and Dino 420 fam.
I've lost you, mate.
You got me?
I do now.
Oh, there you go.
You
oh, spin! It's cracking! It's cracking, and he's damaged a couple of front wings there as he went spinning there at turn number 9, mate.
Yeah,
Roscoe,
Roscoe's missing pretty much. He's missing both end plates of that front wing, so he will be in the box and last after this lap. As oh geez, he's gotten very, very close to his teammate there in Apache Franks. And team orders have to come in here at Red Bull because Nick Magoo is really dropping off. Apache Franks really dropping off the back of Nick Magoo now.
Oh, it's the damage.
Oh wow, who's that in the wall? Apache Franks is in the wall.
Teammate. Apache's the wall there.
He lost the rear end. I'm going to assume because he stayed out of the pits that he's kept it out of the wall, but he does have that red light coming on for mechanical issues on the car. I can't see any damage though, mate.
Interesting. It's all kicking off here on lap 3, Moosey.
Yeah.
And we're staying with the battle here that involves the Steak, mate, who is on the back of the Kraken, who's on the back of Crazy Kiwi, mate, who's on a set of medium compound tyres. And there's some few gaps forming out of all this carnage.
Yeah, worth mentioning the massive winner out of this. Adam is Huge. Started plumb last, if you recall, mate. And he's currently running P12. Excellent start from Adam is Huge.
Yeah, definitely. He's flying up there in the McLaren. So is Blue Dog, mate. So is Flourish Expired. All taking advantage of this. Those 4 drivers involved in those incidents feeling a world of hurt here.
I think Kraken going to get a very, very nice slipstream here off Crazy Kiwi. Is he close enough to launch one into turn 1? Does have a look at the inside, thinks better of it. Can he get a better exit on those soft compound tyres? He does, but Crazy Kiwi, mate, he's just got enough in hand to fend him off nicely.
Kiwi defending well here, Moose. Something you know all about from last night. And it is difficult to overtake here, but the DRS will be enabled this lap around. But look how close Kraken is.
Yeah.
He's pushing up through the S's here at 4, 5, and 6, and now down through 7. It's very much one line from this point on the circuit all the way to the exit of 10.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. And if TyStar is still viewing, this is the battle he needs to view because he's absolutely a defensive masterclass here at the moment from Crazy Kiwi. So Kraken trying as he may to find a way past. And he's just not managing it at the moment.
He's got the DRS open for the first time. But that DRS straight's just a little bit too short to really get an effective move done. But if you can just stay in behind, this is when you want to be within that detection point, Moose.
Yeah.
Coming through turn 13, you go past the detection point there, and then you follow through the banking, get a slingshot effect through here.
He's so much closer.
Slipstream. He is so much closer. He opens the DRS down the main straight and down towards Tarzan. He breezes past the Mercedes. Yeah, great move there from the Kraken. I don't know why I keep saying the Kraken. His name's Kraken. I think his Twitch name used to be the Kraken, which is why it's stuck in my head.
Oh dear. Looking for the closest battle on track, and I seem to have lost you again, mate. I'm not sure if you're just not saying anything or whether I have lost you.
No, I'm just not saying anything, man.
Oh,
Let you have your moment of sunshine.
Adam is Huge and Flourish Expire. These two have gotten rather cozy in the last lap, as maybe those mediums just starting to come into their own a little bit. And I think Adam is Huge is going to have a huge problem. Especially by the time we get to the start-finish straight, because the Aston Martin is all over him at the moment.
Yes, he is, mate. Flying the mediums. Now, with those softs are starting to have temperature issues on that front left tyre, Moose, it is critical around this circuit. Lots of high and medium speed right-handers, which puts all sorts of degradation, warmth,
look at how easy
through the front left.
The DRS makes that move.
The DRS is so powerful here because of the high downforce they're running, Moose.
Yeah.
Compared to a track like Monza, where the wings are already so little that the DRS isn't quite as effective. It's more the slipstream at Monza. But yeah, with so much downforce on the car, when you take all of that drag away and you combine it with the slipstream, you just get a big slingshot through 14 and down towards Tarzan at turn number 1. And it really is the only realistic place to make an overtake here in Zandvoort.
Yeah, we mentioned a couple of laps ago that Crazy Kiwi lost out to the Kraken. He's looking more and more likely that he'll lose out to the Stig, as the Stig's really closed up on this lap. The gap was about 1.2 and it's now sitting at around half a second. So not sure if Kiwi's got an issue of some kind, but he's definitely not having things all his own way out there at the moment.
He's doing well, mate. He's on that medium compound. And we've got a spin around the final corner. It's Dino.
He's in the wall.
He's lost a whole lot of that front wing, mate. Into the pit lane comes Dino. And that's not good for his race, mate. You never want to be losing your front wing, especially around a circuit like this. You need to come into the box straight away.
Yeah.
At the front, 1.2 seconds is the gap between the two leaders. I think there's a spinner at the final corner.
That's Roscoe.
Roscoe's out of 13, mate. Might have
He's
done a similar thing to we saw from Flourish earlier in qualifying.
Absolutely.
Had a moment on that curb.
And he's missing the... No, he's not missing any of that front wing. So has he just kept it out? He is in the box, so maybe he just has a little bit of yellow damage.
A little bit, and he gets spared into the pit lane for his... This might be a retirement from Roscoe. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So Roscoe parks it early here in Zandvoort. He's had enough. On board with Nathammer here, mate, who's closing it on M Stone, but M Stone's just going to have the DRS off the car in front, which is going to... I wouldn't say save him. Nathammer's a little bit too far back on this occasion, but it's going to prevent him from closing up further, as the gap's going to stay around 6/10.
That's exactly right, as we have seen that gap drop now. But Mr. Fury Strat, he's got...
Here comes Stone down the inside of turn one.
He's got DRS from... where are you looking?
Looking at 9th, 8th and 10th, mate. The M straight up the inside of turn 2 on Crazy Kiwi. Kiwi tries to stick it up the inside once again. Couldn't quite get it done, so the Stig moves past Crazy Kiwi.
Yeah, that was where my confusion was. You were calling the wrong driver.
I'm getting them all confused here, mate. They're all on different parts of the circuit. But the Stig gets ahead of the Mercedes, and the Ferrari still tucked up in behind. But can Blue Dog get the move done? Can Kiwi stay with them? They all seem to be pretty similarly paced here. Yeah,
exactly right. And Blue Dog has definitely got on the back of this, but it's worth mentioning as well, Flourish Expire has started to really catch this this pack as well by the tune of a couple of tenths on this lap. So could this become a four-way battle very quickly? Blue Dog is all over the back of Crazy Kiwi though, so possibly with some DRS. But unfortunately, Blue Dog using a lot more of that ERS currently.
Here he comes, mate. He's gonna get it done here. He's got the run through the final corner.
And just look at how powerful that DRS is, though.
Kiwi has it too, and Blue Dog ran out of the deployment.
That's what I mean. Crazy Kiwi had enough to sort of keep him at bay.
Blue Dog ran out of the deployment there. He went under 10%, and that's basically when you lose all power from the hybrid unit. There's 160 horsepower Moose. And he just stopped, basically, in the middle of the straight, and Kiwi pulled back ahead. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. You definitely don't want to run out of the horsepower coming down, especially a long straight like that. I'm actually sure that this is one of the longer straights on the calendar, just in terms of including that really long final corner where you build up so much speed for that straight. Well, that's the design, because they had to work with the space they had, and they needed to work out how can we have a straight that's not a straight, and that's why the banking is there, mate. That's why it's had the track renovations done to it to allow them to have a bit more of a slingshot effect out of there. And speaking of a slingshot, Fury's trying to get one on 2.5, not quite on this occasion, as we start lap 10 here. We've
had a hashtag Ask Moose. Did I tinker with the settings hosting the lobby last night to make it rain? No, not at all. Like, I love the rain. You clearly can't handle the rain. I absolutely love the rain. So, if it was up to me, it would rain every week. But yeah, no tinkering.
Rain is the great equaliser, Moose, because I guarantee you 19 of the 20 cars will not have done any wet practice coming into a race.
I don't do wet practice. I just love the rain. Like, we have a Mercedes.
Brad Tay, mate.
It is Brad Tay.
He's in the wall pretty hard there, mate.
It is, isn't he?
Oh!
Whoa!
Huh? That's a little bit of a heart in mouth moment there from Brad Tay.
Whoa!
You don't do that to me, lad.
Yeah. Was it Suicide 5 that nearly collected him?
It was Suicide 5.
Wow.
So, it's just a classic case of not being quite... Oh,
wow! Oh, no! Blue Dog's out and he's taken Flourish Expire with him!
Oh, no! We saw a similar thing last night. VSC deployed.
Oh, so he just got a bit trigger happy on the power, did Blue Dog. Spun it around, and unfortunately Flourish Expire was... we did mention that he'd been catching that battle, and unfortunately for him, was too close to avoid Dino. Very unfortunate there.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
It's just painful to watch.
So not sure.
We're already back underway, mate.
Has Dino had a moment as well?
I think Dino was trying to take advantage of the VSC, mate. Not realising his teammate had come in. I have a little look, mate. There's no front wing change, so I think he's just trying to take advantage of the VSC, but not realising his teammate was in the box, and, well, that's just a whole lot of hurt there for Dino, for both the Ferraris.
He'll need a safety car very, very quickly to get himself anywhere close to back to normal. But having said that, he may get lapped shortly, as Milligains has gone backwards as well. Is Milligains in the pits?
He's in the pit lane. He's in the pit lane, changing to the hard compound Simusi. Milligains there. So he's going for the undercut here, mate. Trying to get ahead of Tabbed via the undercut. But one thing of note, Brate's being lapped, unfortunately, for the man in the Mercedes. He might have the opportunity to get unlapped, as these guys do make a pit stop. But he's just got to be careful that if a safety car comes out, he doesn't follow them in, or else he will stay a lap down. If you catch my drift.
I not only caught it, I threw it back to you, so...
Oh, well, I dropped it.
Oh. Well, don't do that. You'll break it.
I didn't see it coming, mate. It's a bit dark here. Hit me in the head, actually.
Well, I might knock some sense into you, fella, but...
Oh, well, this is true. That much is true.
So Crazy Kiwi right back up on the rear wing of the Stig, who's right on the rear wing of Milligains, which you were mentioning, I would assume.
Yes, mate. So Tab's come into the pit lane, mate, to cover off the undercut from the man in the AlphaTauri. So this is going to be interesting to see where they all come out. So we're right on board with Milligains. We'll look over the rear wing at the progress of the Stig and the Crazy Kiwi.
Oof, it's going to be close.
Fight their battle out. And I think I saw the Aston Martin there on the inside. And he still stayed ahead, mate. So good in lap there from Tab F1.
Potential pit lane exit violation there, I think. I'll keep quiet.
From one Mr. Alfa Romeo driver?
I don't know what you're on about.
I don't know what you're talking about either, mate.
No.
As long as he had two tyres in the white line.
Oh, he definitely had 2 tyres in the white line.
Yeah, that's fine. Just being opportunistic. It's the same as the entry, mate. As long as you have 2 tyres within the white line, you're golden.
Yeah. Where are we?
A little look at the battle between Flourish, Expire and Suicide 5 here.
Yes.
The Alpine trying to close up, but that Aston Martin's got some fresh soft compound tyres on the car.
Well, it certainly does, and you'd think that they would be a lot faster given the current circumstances of play. And
he's just pulling a couple of tenths here through the middle sector, and he has now escaped the DRS. Or has he? Because Suicide 5 coming back at the exit there. M Stone's coming into the box to serve, or not to serve, but to pit on a fresh set of the hard compound tyres. Is he going to come out ahead of Fury, or is he going to come out alongside? And Fury's just going to get it done here. But that was much closer than it was before they came into the pit lane. So another good in-lap from there, from M Stone. And it looks like those hards just aren't firing up on the first lap, even compared to an old set of the softs.
Yeah, well, you've hit the nail on the head there, mate, because I did mention in qualifying that just the warm-up of everything, including the engine and the brakes, it's a very cold circuit, this Netherlands circuit. We've got a Haas. Haas is pointing the wrong way.
Kraken, another spin in a similar circuit. He's loving it out there this evening.
We're fairly used to seeing a Haas pointing the wrong way. I'll point.
He is driving Mazepin's car, to be fair.
Well, that tells you the whole story, then, doesn't it?
To put it abruptly, he is driving Mazepin's car.
And Mr. Fury Strat and M Stone, I think M Stone might just be a little bit too far back, but he has got the DRS advantage, so he'll definitely close up. As we've got another yellow.
Dino's out.
And where has he crashed?
There it is.
Oh,
and a safety car. Full safety car. And this is brilliant news for 2.5 and for Nat Hammer as well.
Isn't it?
Stig and Crazy Kiwi, who have all stayed out to this point. And I think we're going to see a little bit of the medium tyre action here from 2.5. And it is
I think it's probably still too far out from the end of the race for the medium to get to the end.
I disagree, mate. I reckon we're going to see the medium compound here from the two out front. And it's a short pit lane here, Moose. He's got a sizable gap to Tab. It's 13 seconds. It's only a 15-second pit lane to begin with here. And I think we might see 2-5 come out in the lead of this one.
Yeah, it's going to work off very nicely for Nat Hammer as well.
Yeah, definitely. He'll come out around 3rd or 4th or 5th with that battle between the Stig, Milligane's Crazy Kiwi Fury. But into the box comes 2-5, and it is the medium compound with the mechanics running out. And a good stop there from the Alpine crew as he's released just ahead of the Haas. And, well, I was a bit wrong. Tabs has gotten ahead. And Milliganes is going to come out just ahead of the Alpine, but it's going to be mediums versus hards to the end of the race. So
Nat Hammer and Fury.
That's very close.
Wow. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing the timing screens of who was actually ahead at the end of the safety car line.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very close. And by very close, I mean damn.
Blue Dog drive-through for speeding under the safety car.
Yeah. It's actually really stiff that he's copped that penalty, because once the leaders catch the safety car, that penalty no longer exists. So I think he's real stiff there, because Tabbed as well and truly caught the safety car.
Yeah, if there's a delta on the screen, you've got to adhere to it. Simple as that.
Exactly.
It's black and white, Moose.
Well,
it's green and red actually, but
K From,
you know what I mean.
Hello to K From
Yes,
in the
K
chat
From.
there. Welcome.
Good to have you back in the chat. We had you last night, mate. So welcome back in, K From.
We've had a couple of spectators do a couple of the nights in a row now, so we hope you are enjoying the action from this Vandorf circuit. This is the Tier 2 competition of the OSRL, and is currently being led by Tabbed F1 from Milliganes and from 2-5. We'll run completely down the grid, why not? Fourth position is currently Mr. Fury Strat. Position 5 is Nat Hammer. P6 is M Stone. P7 Apache Franks, who's up 9 positions at the moment. He's having a great drive out there. P8 is the Kraken. P9 Crazy Kiwi. P10 the Stig. Dan the Racer up there in P11. He's representing Tier 3 very well. Adam is huge. P12. Nick Magoo, P13, Flourish Expire, P14, Suicide 5 is P15, and Brad Tay and Blue Dog are P16 and 17. We've lost 3 drivers from this race. They are absolute VSR, Roscoe, and Dino 420 fam. Yeah.
It's interesting to see early on lap 7, and then the safety car comes out. And even Brad Tay, he was lapped for a moment, but he managed to keep himself unlapped due to that safety car. So good on Brad Tay. So it's going to probably be at least one more lap here of the safety car.
Yeah. And
we'll have a look at the stops. I do believe everyone apart from Apache Franks has stopped. Yes, so Apache Franks, the sole driver not to have made a stop yet. He's up 9 places, but again, he has yet to pit. The top 4 as they were on the grid, Moosey.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see what 2-5 and Nat Hammer can do. And Blue Dog's crashed on the safety car. Exactly where his teammate did. Well, it's a Ferrari graveyard down there at the exit of turn 7.
No points for Ferrari tonight.
It's alright, mate. You got them some good haul of points last night.
You shouldn't say that, mate.
I should, man. Just pumping up your tyres a little bit. You know?
I said before, for the next 7 days, I'm going to be a little bit cocky with it because it doesn't happen all the time. So, do you know what? You should have said it.
I should have said it, and I did say it, mate.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's happy days here.
I'm happy.
Happy days. Who's going to be the happy one ahead of this one, mate?
Do you know what? 2.5 is looking really good because he'll be on faster tyres and fresher tyres. So
That's it, mate.
we have noted throughout the race that the hards just struggle to get in that working range. So
they're very difficult to warm up here after a safety car, mate, because there's not a lot of places where you want to be sort of weaving. You might if you touch a curb, that's it. So you've got to be careful, and being careful does not give you tyre temperature. So it's all a balance. But thank you for the follows. We've had Not Vanilla HD, Barbarian, and Noob on Fire 91. So thanks, guys. We do appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the action here, as the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, and Tabbed F1 in the Aston Martin takes control as the Aston Martin safety car peels away Moose, and it's all yours for the restart.
Oh, thanks. Well, we will see just how long it does take Tab to go. We saw last night that some of the drivers went very, very late indeed, and he's
some went early as well. So it's all
that's exactly
here.
right. But the later the better, in my opinion. As he has gone, absolutely he's gone. And Milligains has gone with him. They've unfortunately just dropped 2.5 a little bit. Who's got Mr. Fury Strat all over him, who will have the inside line. But on those medium compound tyres, 2.5 just has so much more cornering speed at the moment, and he hangs on to that third position. A little bit further down, M Stone and the Kraken. They are all over each other and having the biggest discussion. Oh, a big snap there for the Kraken as he comes out. Apache Frank's going backwards off the restart on those old hard tyres. They will be super hard to warm up. As 2.5 is now all over the back of Milligains. Those medium compound tyres have seemed to be in that working range a lot quicker than those hards. And this is giving 2.5 every single chance of getting past Milligains at the moment. And I think down that main straight, mate, even without DRS, it's going to be a little bit... Oh, Dan the Racer. Dan the Racer's in the wall.
Had a spin there at turn 10, mate. But this is when 2.5 is going to make his move in these early laps, when the mediums are at their best, mate. And he's got to try and get past Milligains before the DRS is active, or else he's going to be stuck in a little bit of a DRS train behind Tabbed and Milligains. So maybe if Milligains can't hold on, that could also be a potential. Oh, there's a big crash around the banking.
A massive crash. The Stig.
Another, and it's the safety car, mate. It's the safety car. That was big. It was a very big crash there.
Safety cars, and oh, wow, Stig is in the middle of the track.
Stig in the mud.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You see that? The comment from Mount in the mud? Do you see that? Being cheeky here.
What?
The comment with the mud emoji.
Oh, yes, yes.
In the mud. In the mud. Hashtag Ask Deezy, will I get this type of love next time you're on the podium? You might get a little bit of loving, mate. But me and Moose, I got to show him a little bit of love, a little bit of appreciation after all he does for us in the commentary box.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that every other time I'm so shit that I deserve some loving when I make the podium. Like... There's a difference.
It was a bit of a Pierre Gasly P1.
There's a difference between the usual suspects and then someone that's one of the slowest drivers on the grid getting up there. So, whoever wrote that, stick it up your clacker.
And who do you think it was? It was Mr. Saltman himself.
Oh, it was old Salty McSalterson.
It was Saltstar 03.
Yeah.
I think that rolls off the tongue nicely, Saltstar.
It does.
It sounds like a superhero.
Ooh. And why?
Bit of pit lane action here for the Red Bull crew as Apache Franks comes in. He's getting a wing change. He's getting a set of the medium compound of tyre. And he's going to be released just behind the Mercedes of Brad Tay, who's taking advantage out of all of this. He's putting better soft compound tyres on Moosey to the end of the race. He's going to be flying on those softs. But they're probably going to run out towards the end of the stint. And I think Moose is just doing something at home, maybe with your lovely young child. So we'll have a look at this. So we'll bring up the position changes. No Hammer, he's up 3 on that. We didn't really see Nuthammer on the restart there, mate, but he managed to get past a couple of cars up into 4th there, mate. So Nuthammer's had a good start. He's now behind 2-5, who's on that same medium compound. Fly 6 having a good race as well, as Dan and Adam is huge, taking advantage of all the carnage here.
The little human is at his grandparents, and my controller died. So it wasn't anything to do with the little human, but it was my controller just not working.
What's a little bit of peace and quiet like, mate?
Oh, it's so good.
You love him to death, but
yeah.
They are a bit loud at times.
Well, yeah, the missus is she's in Hopsticle and she's struggling a bit. So, yeah, she's not in a good way at all. So, the little man has been juggled between the grandparents' place and here. He's been there for a couple of nights now, and he's flying, loving life. As Bozza has given a bit of love to young Elias in the chat, so the little man is getting some love.
Hey, it's just love. It's just love all around for the Moose family at the moment.
Yeah.
Was your reward for finishing on the podium, mate? A little bit of peace and quiet.
Yeah. What do you mean? That's the reason I got on the podium.
What were you doing before you had the kid?
What do you mean?
Oh, I guess the missus was pregnant, so
yeah,
the little man was still there.
Oh, I had to listen to. She goes up into the bedroom and watches the block, and I'll just hear old Scotty Cam in the background. But no, there's no excuse for a bit of slowness. TRL Bozza with the hashtag Get Well Mrs. Moose, mate. I appreciate that. She's had a couple of operations in the last few days, so she's not in a good way, but yeah, I appreciate the love.
All right, Moosey, we're getting it back underway shortly, and I'll give it to you once again.
Okay. Well, I've still got the safety car information.
Yeah, it's coming in at the end of this lap here. So Tab goes early.
He goes very early, doesn't he? And
catches them all by surprise there.
Yeah, absolutely. Milligains was caught napping definitely that time. Kraken's going backwards in a huge way as he's around.
I think he's got a spin there.
He has gone around.
Oh, here comes Nuthammer on 2-5 down towards turn number 1. And on the inside goes Nuthammer.
The job done. Yes, he does.
2-5 going to fight it out. He's going to fight it out, but the inside line at 2, it's going to be the Hash, but a switchback there.
Wow,
this is aggressive stuff between these two. That was aggressive. It was bold. It was beautiful from the two of them. Great racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal racing. As now Nathammer will get after the 2 leaders up front, and the gap up the front has dropped to 0.8 as well. So tabbed F1 and Milligains all to play for here. And Nathammer will be trying to do everything he possibly can to get in on the action as well, as he's one of the drivers fighting for that second position in the championship.
Yes, he is, mate. He's got a great chance now with these medium compounder tyres. He's just got to keep his eyes forward. Milligan has already dropped out of the DRS after that poor safety car restart, so that's going to leave him vulnerable once the DRS is finally enabled. But can he claw back that gap? He really needs that DRS to defend from the 2 on the mediums behind.
We've got a question from Saltstar03 in the chat. If Elias does get into PlayStation and F1, what will his PlayStation name be? Well, mate, I think it has to be Moose Jr., doesn't it? Like, that just makes sense.
Well, we'll wait and see, mate. It might be a couple more years before he's
yeah.
on the F1 game.
Red Bull Elias.
Us all in Tier 1.
Red Bull Elias. That's got a ring to it. I like that.
If you're not in the Red Bull next season, mate, I think we need a name change.
Yeah, I've been thinking about the name change anyway, so possibly.
Big Papa Moose.
Yeah.
seeing as
but
Mr.
like
Fury Strut's vacated.
with about 75 eyes in it, so it's big. Papa Moose.
Big Papa Moose. Or you can just go Moose.
Yeah. The Moose.
The Moose.
The Moose.
Well, I'm joined by Moose. I'm Goose in the cockpit,
Ooh.
in the commentary box.
Woo!
Moose and Goose doing our things here, talking shit. And Nat Hammer is trying to push up onto the back of the AlphaTauri now, who
He certainly
is
is.
just in a different league compared to Tab.
I think Nat Hammer's going to be, I think Milligains is going to be a little bit of a sitting duck at the end of this lap with the DRS being reactivated. So
That's it, mate. He's had his 2 laps of glory in second, and I think it's going to be short-lived.
Does
Nat Hammer.
If you're going to call yourself Goose, can we do a little bit of a tip of the hat to Top Gun? And when I get stuck for something, I'm just like, talk to me, Goose.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. I do love a bit of Top Gun. Being a pilot myself, so I'm more of a goose than a maverick. I'm just a bit of a clown, mate. Not the cockiest of gentlemen going around. And I'm not as good looking as Tom Cruise either. So
don't sell yourself short, mate. Do not sell yourself short.
Yeah, a bit of honesty doesn't hurt.
As Nat Hammer definitely closes up on Milligains, but Milligains just far enough ahead, but he has absolutely smashed that ERS. And,
yeah, I was about to say,
Hammer,
Milligains absolutely smashing, absolutely juicing the battery there.
Nat Hammer with about an extra 40% as it currently sits. But 2.5's really getting on the back of this as well, and he's back within 0.3 of a second to Nat Hammer.
If it stays like this, the gaps for the straight, it could be a double overtake, mate.
Yeah.
Milligains could lose 2 spots, which is very susceptible. And 2.5's going to have so much speed down that main straight. He's just got to keep it tucked up in behind until we arrive at turn 13 and launch off with a big sling shot. Macintosh. The problem is I'm just as short as Tom Cruise.
I'm not. I'm about double the size of Tom Cruise. So I'm at a very healthy 6'5",
and I'm reverse that, mate. 5'6".
Ooh. Oh, here we go. Nat Hammer on Milligains. Oh, wow. That was a bit of a Mazepin.
Oh, spinning!
Oh, no, that wasn't a spin. That was a clap. Oh, no! Oh, and it's all going to kick off at turn 1. Wow!
That is not you. Oh, he's just reversed into Fury Strat. Oh, no.
Wow,
You don't want to be doing that. That's a bit of a mistake
that
there
was,
from Nat.
That was a little bit of contact to the front tyre between Milligains and Kraken. And Nat Hammer, and well, geez, we saw how it ended, and just about took the whole field with him.
Mate, look at Fury, mate. He's lost his entire front wing as we go back underway, but Fury is he's gonna have to come in now. He's got absolutely no downforce now, and he's just being swarmed by the entire field. Look at these; they're like flies to shit.
Oh, he's just been swallowed. Oh, wow! Oh, someone's around, and it's Dan.
It's Dan the
racer. And wowee. Mr. Fury Strat been absolutely swallowed on the restart. That's even worse than a Jenna Jameson video. It is not good news for Mr. Fury Strat.
Oh no, Fury! He's just an innocent bystander in that heartbreak for the lad. He's had a crooked run of form in the last 3 races.
Yeah, he has. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Well, let's see what Brad Tay can do on these softs, mate, in this whole gaggling of cars, as I love to say.
And we love to hear you all over the gaggling. I'm a little bit further back between Flourish and M-Stone, and Flourish is all over the back of M-Stone at the minute. So the the Aston Martin and the Alpine, the Williams, will definitely have a chat down the main straight.
Frate sneaked ahead of his teammate there. I think there was a little bit of team orders between the two there. But we'll stay with Flourish here with the DRS. I think this is going to be signed, sealed, and delivered down at turn number 1 at Tarzan. M-Stone is on the battery to defend. You can just see he's holding on. Yeah. But Flourish is going to send it up the inside here. He looks, he gives him the room. But just around the outside, M-Stone holds on this time. Great defense from the Williams.
Great defense.
Oh, there's a big collision in the back. There's a huge collision in the back.
Wow! Wowee. And who is that? That's crazy.
What
Kiwi.
ministry are we seeing down here at Tarzan the last couple of laps?
Yeah.
Nick Magoo's lost, I think, the entirety of his front wing. The entirety. He is going very, very slowly. And this is giving me Vietnam flashbacks to last night, mate, the amount of incidents we're seeing on the circuit. PTSD for me in the comm box right now.
Mate, it's... this Grand Prix is very quickly getting its own sort of theme song, and it is "You Spin Me Right Round, Baby, Right Round." Unfortunately for a couple of these drivers, and there's action aplenty. There's Milligains and 2.5 up the front. There's M-Stone and Flourish expire. Flourish is definitely going to get the move done on this particular lap. But a bit further down the grid, there's absolute carnage. And, mate, in terms of the constructors' standings, look at where the two Haas cars are right now.
Yep. They are in 9th and 14th. And everyone will be receiving points now that we're down to 15 runners, mate. Points down to 15th here in the OSRL. As we're watching Fury and Nahammer duel down at turn number 1.
Yeah.
And... on the inside of turn 2, Nahammer pushes his way past Fury. Nice little move. We've seen him do that twice now, Nahammer. He likes that move. Sort of the cutback out of turn number 1.
Yeah. A little bit further up, Milligains and 2.5. 2.5 is a lot closer and has a lot more ERS to try and get this overtake done. He's not using it yet. And now he's on it. Now
he's got to use it through the banking to get closer. He's using it too late, Moose.
Yeah, and he's not really using a lot of it, is he? As he's turned it off well before the corner.
I think he's trying to drain the AlphaTauri's battery, maybe. Trying to play a little bit of tactics here with the battery. Fiery Barbarian, have you ever considered drivers from ASEN? Not quite sure what that means, but
where is
maybe.
ASEN?
Asian?
ASEN?
ASEN?
Sean?
We are a Pacific Oceania League. Southeast Asia, well, it depends what your connection depends what country you're from, mate, but it is a possibility. I'll throw the link here in the Discord, and you can get in contact with one of the admins. Back to the front,
he's saying he's from Vietnam, mate. So
from Vietnam.
Yeah,
well,
like we said,
I feel bad about saying Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah. Definitely jump on that link and fill in a form, and one of the admins will have a chat with you. As we're seeing a yellow flag. Is Nick
Could
Magoo.
that rob 2.5 of the move here? He's going for
Nick Magoo, VSC.
It's robbed him.
A safety car.
It has robbed 2.5. It has absolutely robbed him. He was about to make the move on Milligains.
I think he was still a bit far back.
I reckon he was going to go for it.
Having said that, with this full safety car, well and truly, these guys can't pit now. There's 4 laps to go.
That has destroyed Tabbed F1's lead, mate. And all it takes is one mistake on a restart to end up not taking the win.
Wow, we've got a viewer from Scandinavia. Hello to yourself. Wow. I'm pretty sure this is one of the first instances we've had a Scandinavian viewer in the chat.
Yes, hello to you from Scandinavia. Good to have you. It's a pleasure.
It is a pleasure. Right, mate, with 4 laps left, talk to me, Goose.
Well, I think we're going to have 2 of them under the safety car, and we're going to go racing on lap 35, mate. It's either going to be a 3 or 2 lap sprint to the end. And it's going to be interesting. Will any of these guys box? Will they stay out? I think at this point you've got to stay out.
Do you know what? I probably would have come in for a brand new set of softs if I was either Milliganes or 2.5. They've got nothing to lose because they have a big enough gap that they'll only come out in 6th, but they will have brand new tyres.
Yeah, well, Brad Tay's going to do it.
Yeah.
He's going to come out behind Kraken, I reckon. But, yeah, the thing is, you just don't want to give up the lead, mate. And I was in a similar position in Monaco.
Especially around here. It is a very hard track to overtake on, and I can see the point of not giving up track position. I
had the exact same situation, same lap, with 4 laps to go in Monaco, mate, in Season 1. And me and old mate Kurt were running P1 and P2. I stayed out, he pitted, came out in only 3rd, mate, on fresh softs compared to my very old hards, and it was not even a contest. On the last lap he moved past. So if you can manage to feed your way through...
Tier 3 sprint race at Austria this year. Something very similar. I think it was Dan the racer, correct me if I'm wrong, he boxed for the slick tyres at the end after being on Inters for the whole race, and he got nowhere near where he was.
It's... it can be worth it. It's just, can you get the overtakes done? And it's so tempting when you're on, a fresh set of those tyres to get a little bit too ambitious, and then an incident may occur. So you've got to be measured. But so we're going to cross the line to continue lap 34, or start lap 34 here after the safety car. And with Crazy Kiwi only coming through turn 7 now, I think we might see one more lap after this one, Moose, being we'll get a 2-lap sprint to the end.
Yeah, right you are. And it's definitely going to be all to... holy crap, that scared the absolute shit out of me. It's all going to be to play for... just the porch light at the back, out the back came on, and I've still got the curtains open, and there's a cat standing at the back door.
Yeah, I always forget to close the curtains because
just the light.
It's summer, mate. The sun's out too late.
The motion light came on, and there's just a cat sitting there, and it just it got me.
I love it. I love it.
Bit of the brown.
A fresh change of the underwear might be required.
Yeah.
Will Kiwi make it to the field? That's the question. So we've got Tabbed and Milliganes out on old hards, followed by 2.5 Flourish on old mediums. It's then Emstone on old hards, Apache on relatively good mediums, they're out of 6, and then it's soft compound tyres down. Kraken's on 6 laps old, so they're in the middle of their lifespan, but with only 2 or 3 laps remaining, it shouldn't be an issue. And I think we might get the safety car in this lap, and yes, we do.
Yes,
confirmation.
we will.
We're going to have we're going to have a 2-lap sprint to the end, so...
All right, we'll give Ty-Star a little something. Let's get ready.
Alrighty. When is he going to go?
Mate.
Alright, it's mine. When does Tab go? He's just getting a little bit of the weaving action. He went early. He hasn't gone late yet, but I think he's gone there. Yes, he has. And he's managed to get Milliganes by surprise once again. A good start from Flourish Expire all over the back of 2.5. He's going to force him to the outside line. He's squeezing him, and he holds onto the position. I think that's Apache Franks defending from the Kraken, who's going around the outside of turn 1. They're going to continue side by side up towards turn number 2, and the Haas goes ahead on this occasion. 2.5 is pushing the back of the Alpha Tauri through turn number 3. He's got to get done now. There's not going to be any DRS. It's going to be flat out pushing with the battery to the end.
Yeah, that he is, and it is absolutely all to play for here. We have, what do we got? We got 5 cars within 2 seconds of each other. It is going to be all to play for here, and any mistake will cost you massively right now.
Yes, it will. So 2.5 still hanging on. Milliganes just has absolutely zero pace relative to Tabbed here. Tabbed is putting on an absolute masterclass here in that Aston Martin. 2-5 all tucked up behind the back of the Alpha Tauri. He needs to get a good exit out of the final corner.
Milligan's
this
doing...
is where we're going to see it.
Milligan's doing a huge job here for Tabbed because 2-5 and Flourish have got that much more pace.
So 2-5 once again just not using the ERS through the banking, and I think that's what's costing him. He just can't get close enough because he's just not on the battery earlier enough.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think the best life out of these mediums might be gone now. So Milligan's maybe just has the cornering advantage at the moment. I would have thought, just to stay just enough ahead.
Oh, through the S's, the Williams and the Haas on the inside.
Oh,
wow!
He's in the air!
M-Stone's race is cut short. He is sent into the barrier by the in there on the final lap of this race. Can 2-5 get this move done? He's got so much battery, he's not using it. I think Gaines is going to be able to hold on here.
Well, I hope M-Stone got some frequent flyer miles out of that as he's now out of this race. And, my oh my, but that will, the 1, 2, 3 is pretty much, well, it's definitely not going to change now as Tabbed F1 will win the Zandvoort Grand Prix. Milligan's in second. Do we have another lap? No.
That's it.
Wow, it said DRS was enabled. So, but 2-5 has come home in third, and wow. Someone check on M-Stone.
Check the morgue, mate. There might be another resident at this point. But yeah, the Tab Milligan's in 2-5 ahead of Flourish Expire, Kraken, Apache Franks. He got it ahead into 6 at the end of the race. Well done to him. Mr. Fury Strat after that incident comes home in 7th. But yeah, that was a very airborne incident for M-Stone there. That was big.
Oh, yeah. Just the aerodynamics would have given him a great takeoff there. And, geez, I would love to see an onboard shot of that because that would have been nasty.
Well, that was a chaotic race, Moose. That's one way to put it. I thought we couldn't have backed up tier 3, but we've done it again.
We had a solid crack at it.
But,
it
wasn't the cleanest of races, we'll say that.
Yeah, to be fair, Tabbed has led this race from start to finish, so he's done very, very well. And for all our viewers at home, don't forget to get your votes in for Driver of the Day. It does work on an honesty system, so please only vote once. As we had a driver a couple of weeks ago get about 500 votes under his name. So,
to be fair, you got to commend the effort of someone to go through and put 500 votes in. You've got to commend that effort. Yeah. But yeah, once again, great drives from Flourish Expire from 18th on the grid. Apache Franks from 16th. Adam is huge on reserve from 20th, mate, in the top 10. Very well done to him.
He had a good race.
It was a good race from him. It was a good race for, I think, it was not good race from those out there, but some good drives out there in the field, and the stewards are going to be having nightmares once again. I think they did last night, and they might just do again. Yeah. But we'll, enough of that. Well done to all of them who finished, and well done to the top 3 on the podium who, I think those were really the only 3 that managed to have a complication-free race moves.
Well, yeah, you've hit the nail on the head, yeah, it's been an absolutely great race.
And it has a great race from all 3 of those guys. I'm just going to make sure that they've all got invites. I think
Milligan's might already be with us.
Yeah, Milligan's. Yeah, just going to make sure that's 2-5 here. Right, so we can have a little chat with the boys.
Bit of a convo.
A little bit of a conversation. So we'll just wait for them to come in. Another reminder for the Driver of the Day votes. We'd love to have a chat with someone from the field regarding their race.
Personal driver of the day for you, mate?
Tabbed. Clinical. He got dragged back by safety cars and every time was just able to run away complicated free, and there's a reason why he's won this race. It was an absolutely classy drive.
Yeah.
Second probably his teammate, Forest Expire. He had a great drive there in the second Aston Martin. So a great day for Aston Martin here in Zandvoort.
Yeah,
Yourself?
absolutely. I actually think Adam is huge. Is my personal driver of the day. To get it, so far up the grid, especially for a reserve driver, it's a really solid effort from him in that McLaren. So he's my personal driver of the day.
Interesting. So we've been joined by all three of the podium sitters. Moose, you can kick it off with Mr. 2-5, third for the Alpine on reserve.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-5, mate, you've had an absolutely great drive here today. You probably should have had P2 at the end of that, but unfortunately just not getting the job done. But nonetheless, an absolutely clinical drive from yourself there tonight. Yeah, absolutely. But it was a good drive from yourself there at the end, mate. Were those medium compound tyres just starting to go away a little bit from you there at the end, or were they still okay? Well, mate, it has... sorry, go on. Well, mate, it has worked from you, and you've ended up on the podium tonight. Well done.
Well done, 2-5, and thanks for getting my Alpine team some points, mate. We appreciate it. And we now move on to your championship later, ladies and gentlemen. It is Miller Gaines. Another podium, another good result from yourself. You didn't quite have the legs on tab today, but to still come home in second still must be feeling pretty good for yourself.
I quickly realised once I put those hards on, I didn't have that pace on him. So I just, decided to drive my own race and just stick to what I was comfortable with. It's, my first race on the wheels. So I was really just trying to play it safe and just get to the end. I think that was my main goal, was making it to the end. I think I did a pretty good job there qualifying P2 and just staying there the whole race. Not sure how it'll stick though, because I had a bit of a run-in with Nat, but, it's up to the stewards to decide. But, it was a great drive. I felt really good. Tab just had some cracked pace on those hards, so you got to give it to the man when it's well deserved.
Well, congratulations, and now on to the race leader, the race winner, pole position. You had it all, mate. Tabbed F1. Congratulations. That was brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant from yourself. It was a great race. And yeah, even though you're getting dragged back by the safety cars, I won't let you charge your controller. And you managed to sprint away freshly charged every time. So you charged up the battery both in the car and in the controller. So it worked out well for yourself. And, I'm just going to say it was a classy drive, man. A great victory. So well done. And we'll see you next week in Monza. No worries, mate. It was nice to see you not have any connection issues tonight, so that's always lovely. No, no more lag outs. You've said that now, you're going to lag out next week, so... Yeah, you've said in the commentary box, mate, so it's bound.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you, Tabbed. And Moosey, on to the driver of the day voted by the viewers. It is Apache Franks, mate. So hello to you, Apache. Congratulations.
Start with hello.
Yeah, P6 you finished. So from P18, was it? P18 on the grid? Oh, up 10 positions, mate. Nonetheless, it was a good drive from yourself. Up into the top 10. Everyone who finished got the points, but traditionally into the points. And nothing to be unhappy about on reserve. So well done to yourself on driver of the day, and hopefully we'll see you back for another race in the not too distant future here for Tier 2 at Bowser. Appreciate it. Well, Moose, that was a chaotic field race. Plenty of action. Well, maybe a little bit too much action, especially for the stewards.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, an entertaining one for you and myself to commentate. And we now turn our head toward Monza next week for the Temple of Speed action of Tier 2. But we have Tier 1 tomorrow night. I'll be out on the circuit. Probably going to be spinning at some point, but should be good. Catch it here on the Austral channel. 7:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. But I've been Sandy, joined by Moose, and we hope you all have a great day tomorrow, great night.
Absolutely.
And we hope to see you in the stream tomorrow with Nick and Fury in the box. Cheers, guys. Alright, mate, it's over.
Dead set, that cat scared the absolute fuck out of me. And you're not here, are you?
Sorry. You know, I just tune out.
Oh, no, I was just saying that cat scared the absolute fuck out of me.
I just remember hearing you like whisper under your breath. Just like I just heard it like quietly on stream, and I'm like, oh.
Oh man.
That was
I'm gonna take a leak, bruv. Taking a leak.
Okay.
I feel sorry for the stewards.
What? I don't reckon the stewards will have that much to do.
Yeah.
No, I reckon they're all slam dunks.
Oh yeah, they probably are, but there's going to be a lot of them. Like there's a lot of like there's you know, there's going to be a lot of incidents that they're going to have to go through. Let's just hope Tier 1 is a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, maybe. See how we go. Oh man, I actually can't be fucked.
And mate, it was all banner in the chat. Like honestly, all banner.
Yeah, I know, but fuck. Like, we're trying to do something properly, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Were you the one who timed me out?
No.
No. I got timed out.
Of course you did.
10 minutes. I got timed out for 5 minutes.
Oh, that's
And
fine.
I got timed out for 10 seconds. Oh, 'cause I said 2 bad words, so I got timed out for like the 15 seconds or whatever it is.
You naughty boy.
Yeah, and then I got timed out for 5 minutes, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But
Probably because
You
you're a
can't-
shit cat.
you came for Monza?
Yes and no. Like, I couldn't be fucked. Like, if I have a good race, I have a good race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I wasn't confident going in last night because the last couple of weeks my wheel's been fucking up. So I haven't been using it so it doesn't fuck up. So like I've done bare minimum practice, so I just wasn't confident.
Fair
I
enough.
ended up DNFing, but I won't have a new wheel for Monza. I should have a new wheel for the next race after Monza.
I'll say you my G29 with a stand.
Nah, I'm getting. I already have one. I'm getting a Thrustmaster.
Ooh, a Thrustmaster.
Yeah, to getting the T150. But then I'm eventually going to upgrade to the T300 and shit like that. The Ferrari wheel.
They're just too expensive.
They are, but like, I'd rather spend money on like that, where you know, it's like some decent stuff. I reckon,
Yeah. I don't know. I got better things to spend money on.